Thank you.
That was very cool of you. That was very hot and sexy of you.
I'm so skilled. I need to mash that check.
Yes.
You got grease.
Dang. Beam, beam, beam.
Wait, where am I?
Oh, here, I'll put you on. There we go. Welcome back, everybody. Been a long time. Been a little while.
Hello, do your daily quest. What day is it? Monday?
Today's Monday.
Happy Monday.
Hold on, I need to put the let's see. What was it? Yo, what's up? Media source. Where was it? Media source? Was that the one? Oh, confetti, maybe. There we go.
Yay!
Oh, thank you for the hype train. I haven't even done anything yet. I like that you are willing to tell people to do things. It's like, everyone type this! Where I'm like, you can type whatever you want. But you're like, I demand.
Over the stream and tell the chat what to do.
I demand you do this thing.
Can you tell who is the more dominant one of our relationship? Yay!
That was me. I don't know if hold on, let me see if it's working. No, it is not working.
Yeah.
The happy confetti is not working.
No!
I believe because the source is not this scene. Oh wait.
Oh?
Oh, maybe it is.
Do it again. Type happy.
How are you,
Happy
Father?
Monday.
Have you hydrated?
I have hydrated, yes. Hi, Gabo.
Smothering me with pets.
There we go. It does work.
Yay!
Okay. We're just gonna keep that forever now, I think.
Yes.
Let's move it down. There we go. Yeah. Move this down a bit. There we go. Just never know what's a good place to put it so that it doesn't obscure the thing. I guess up there's fine.
Oh, I thought you meant the confetti.
No.
For anyone who doesn't know, Joe's birthday was like one of the last days of the subathon, and we set up a thing where, well, he set it up because he's awesome. He set up a thing where if you type happy birthday, confetti sprays.
Yeah.
But really, it's just if you type happy anything, if happy is the first word of your chat, you get a little confetti.
Yeah.
And he's gonna keep it because it's great.
Yeah.
Yay! Hi, Miss Inkwitch. Yeah, little confetti. It's great. I love it. And it stays.
It shouldn't be cap sensitive. I don't know why it was for that one. Yeah, let me see if I can fix it.
Yeah, you set it up where it was like all of them.
Yeah, it's not case sensitive. I don't know why it's not. Hold on. Happy. There we go. Boop.
Happy,
That should
happy.
should fix it, I think.
Happy, 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 happy.
Happy, 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 happy. There we go. I think that worked. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yay!
Yes. So yeah, welcome everybody. I'll wait until the ads are finished, actually. Let people
Well, in
funnel
the
in.
meantime, maybe chat can help me with ideas and question things.
Oh yeah.
What's a thing that you can fill the chat with? Like
Creature.
a creature.
Creature.
Like if I was gonna make an emote that, I don't know, would just be a funny thing that you can fill the chat with.
People like dance emotes.
Yes, but I want something metaphorically that you can fill the chat with. Like liquid or
Oh.
confetti or
Like, oh no, I dropped my Doritos everywhere.
Yes,
Put a
it's
bunch
like
of
fill the
time.
chat with Doritos.
Yeah. Jello? Okay.
Jello would be interesting.
Depends on why the chat needs to be filled. Yeah, why does the chat need to be
I mean,
filled?
I could just make like fill the entire emoji with red and like Doritos.
Oh,
Oh,
oops,
no,
I spilled my
Doritos. Yeah, and then the chat gets filled with Doritos. Jelly.
Hello, Father. How are you? Have you hydrated yet?
I have, yes. You
Yes.
asked me that already, Gabo.
I'm drinking an energy drink.
I'm drinking water.
He's responsible.
Slime dancing emote. Did you ever finish that little blob dance?
No, I've got it like almost done, but I didn't finish it. Yeah, I should.
It's really close to finished.
It's almost done. I just need to like color a couple frames and then it's
Yeah.
done.
Wasn't it like nearly done at the beginning of the subathon?
Yeah. Because I was working on it like on the first week. Yeah, I like the idea of being able to like fill the chat with something, but like what do you fill something else with? Like juice?
Juice, yeah. Oh no.
Juice.
Mods.
Chat's full of juice.
Mods, I spilled my juice. Help, 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 help.
Oh, and then everyone posts towels. to clean the juice.
Spaghetti, yeah. Beans. I spilled my beans.
Beans is good.
Beans.
I like beans. Oh, I was gonna say I could just make like an emote that is just a block of red, and then you can, or like different colors, and you can just fill the chat with different colors.
Could do. I do worry if those will get disapproved by Twitch, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Just a single color?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because Twitch will disapprove of certain things. They'll disapprove of singular letters.
Oh, really?
Yes, so that you don't spell out profanities with emotes
Oh.
to get
Gabby
past
needs
censors.
hearing aids, don't you? Yes? No?
Gabby needs hearing aids? No,
Ops, I cast fireball on chat. Like that, Mom?
not like that, Gabo.
Yes, exactly like that, Gabo.
Not like that.
Fireball.
We are
Fireball.
We really got to talk about our conflicting parenting messages that we're giving Gabo. It's going to confuse him and make tileable color gradient. Maybe, I don't know. You'll have to see. Like, worst comes to worst is that the emote just doesn't get approved. But yeah, I once tried to submit an emote of a tombstone with the letter F, because press F to pay respects. But it was unapproved until I put RIP on it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, ads snoozed. I thought ads were already going. Okay, never mind. But anyway, welcome everybody. So, if you are here, it is because... if you are here, some of you are not here, but that's... welcome. I am streaming today. I wasn't planning to stream today until the end of the subathon when you guys were generous enough to donate and subscribe and give subs and whatever else that allowed us to reach the first stretch goal of the subathon, which is to draw chat's D&D character, like a proper full body portrait of Chatadiah Crab and Crabius, his faithful companion and patron. But that's what we're going to be doing today.
We didn't get enough to make you fight a volcano, did we?
No, we did not. We also did not get enough to, what's it called? Play the indie game that I'm developing.
Oh.
But not developing, making art for, rather.
You were art director.
That I'm working on, yes. But yeah, so today I'm going to be drawing a full body portrait of Chatadiah, and yeah, as thanks for your support. Was I supposed to do that? I don't know. Supposed to do what? Fight the volcano?
Oh, snooze the ads, maybe? I've done
No.
accidentally.
No, Dr. Archive is not a mod. They're not able to snooze the ads. But I thought the ads were already going, but I guess because people were...
Someone type happy in chat.
Because people were... was I supposed to draw? No, you weren't supposed to draw. What art program? We're using Psy, just because it's easier on me right now. Because I also want to apologize. I know I said the video would be out Friday, and then I said it would be out Sunday, and now it's Monday, and it's still not out. Maybe, if I still have the energy, maybe I'll stream finishing it after I cook some dinner.
Bathe Chatadiah in confetti. Yes!
So maybe I'll do that, but in the meantime, let me look at Chatadiah's character sheet so I can get his their stats and see kind of the general gist, because I'm gonna base their physical features based off of that. Level 6 Simic Hybrid. They've got above average strength, very dexterous, so they're probably gonna look pretty lean. High constitution, maybe they're a little bit thicker, on the thicker side. Average intelligence, above average wisdom, high charisma, so they've got to be attractive. They've got to be very attractive. Let me look at some, let's see, thick body reference. On the thicker side, but not large, not massive, because I associate constitution with having a thicker body.
Yeah, you're harder to knock over.
Yeah.
Wide stance, my guy.
Wide stance.
Ain't nobody gonna knock you over.
And then I'm gonna look up swimming
stocky.
pose reference. Yeah, like stocky, yes. So they are gonna be underwater. Look at that JoJo pose. Actually, Clip Studio might... but then I'd have to pose a 3D model, and I don't feel like doing that right now.
Too much work.
Too much work. Alright. Let's see. Body.
I have nobody.
On my own. Let's see. This one's a fun one. This one's pretty fun, but it doesn't really show off their chest, their like crabby chest.
Yeah. It's not a good profile. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I feel like it's not the pose I'm going for. Maybe I could adjust the legs. Chest is also to the side a bit much. What if I just sketch out one? Just look at some of these and sketch one out. Yeah, you can absolutely draw your own, if you prefer, like, your own idea of what Chatadiah looks like. Stocky body. 'Cause I personally have a specific idea of what Chatadiah looks like, but it might not align with yours. So, by all means, this is not necessarily canon. It is just my interpretation.
You're so good at art.
Thank you.
You're good at belly.
Thanks. It's from doing lots of, what's it called? Figure drawing.
Oh, we need to take a figure drawing class still.
Yeah, we do.
When, though?
Yeah, when. We planned to do that before we left for Japan.
We planned to do that last year.
Yeah. How about after we finish, like, wedding planning stuff and
Okay.
And yeah, finish wedding planning stuff when like all that's left is to wait.
Yes, I like that. It'd be a good distraction. Oh, someone said, who is Crabadiah? Chatadiah
So-
is chat. Crabius is their little crab.
Their little crab patron.
Little life.
With a, I'm not going to spoil the actually not their patron. They're familiar. Sorry, they have a crab patron. I'm not going to spoil the story. But
Let's gobble.
yeah, I ran a D&D one shot for chat during the subathon, and I had them make a character first, and they made a Simic hybrid warlock named Chatadiah, and they took the patron of the deep, whatever the name is. I forget the name. But yeah, and they were like, everyone said that the patron was a crab. So yeah, I'll be uploading. I missed today's VOD, but every day I try my best to download and upload a VOD to my VOD channel, JoCat Streams. And eventually it will reach the time where I both make chat's D&D character with the chat, and also when I eventually run it for the chat as well. Fathomless, that's what it's called, yeah, because it was Patron of the Deep, but that's not what it's called. It's called the Fathomless. Very eldritch, very Cthulhu-esque, very underwater. So it was an underwater-based one-shot. There was a command, yeah, I think it's !VOD. I'll make a second one that is VODs as well, so that it's both.
Also, don't forget your daily quests.
Mm-hmm. I had considered making Chatadiah kind of like listen to a bunch of little voices to fall in line with, you know, chat voting, but I think I like the direction that I took with it. I like the other way.
Like based on the story?
Yeah. I much prefer what I ended up going with and giving chat, because like hundreds of people are not going to be able to like collaborate and organize what they have with their, you know, their character's backstory and how they work. So I basically had to take the reins for some of it. And I'm glad that people didn't seem to mind that. And that was one idea, was potentially just having basically like Twitch plays Pokemon chat listening to hundreds of voices. Because that's how people headcanon Red from Twitch Plays Pokemon, is Red hearing thousands of voices at a time. But I was like, nah, we'll make them just a normal. The ores are way bigger. They're like that big, yeah?
No, what?
Let's see. Or
Maybe person holding or.
okay.
It's like
Shorter than that.
forearm size.
Yeah, so about that big. What do you think about that pose? They're underwater, so they're a little floaty.
I feel like the ore should be flatter.
Flatter?
Like vertically thinner. Yeah.
So it's at an angle?
Yes.
Positively craptivating.
Criminal crime. You commit criminal crime.
Mods, throw Adder Lovely into the gay baby jail.
Put him in the Parawiggler.
Into the Parawiggler you go.
Oh, also, Krabius. No, not Krabius. Yes, Krabius is an emote.
Yes, Krabius is an emote. Huh. So subscribers can
Fill
do
the chat with Krabius.
fill with a Krabius.
I was telling Joe I really love Krabius as an emote because, he's a little threatening.
Yeah.
So you can, like, if you're doing a raid message, you can just send them crab with a knife and,
Just not have any
their chat.
context.
There was a point where, like, one of my friends sent me, like, a picture of himself, like, holding a knife,
Hmm.
and he was like, "This is a robbery."
Like,
He
over
tried
the
to
text
rob me
message?
through a text message. Oh yeah, and the creature emote for our creature.
Yeah,
One of
muffin.
my favorite pastimes is to point at our dog and say, "You're a dog."
You're a dog. Did you know that?
I don't want her to forget. She's not very smart.
And the sailor hat.
Nice. I gotta make sure she knows.
And you've got like tentacle hair.
Yeah.
Tentacle dreadlock hair. Like a squid.
Oh, it's Squid Games.
Squid Game singular. That annoys me
funnier
so
if-
much.
It's funnier if you say Squid Games.
Gosh. I hate that so many people don't know. Like, when you say it ironically, yeah, it's kind of funny. But so many people say it that way and it annoys me. That's my biggest toxic trait, is when people say a thing, and it's not a thing that's like a debate, like GIF versus GIF, or like Balatro versus Balatro. Like those whatever. They don't bother me. What bothers me is when it's like very obviously, like, that's not how you say it. That's not the name. And Squid Games is one of them. The next one is Monster Hunter Worlds.
Is it Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Wilds
Yes. But because Wilds has an S in it, people are now
together?
retroactively referring to World as Worlds, and it annoys me to no end. It's not Worlds.
Nuclear versus nuclear?
No, it's nuclear versus nuclear.
Nuclear.
That one doesn't bother me, because like that's one of those that it's like whatever, it could be a dialect. I mean like ones that it's very objectively, obviously not spelled that way.
Yes. It's like, that is just not what it's
That
called.
is not, literally not what it's
You
called.
could do the Squid Games, not what I'm called.
Not what I'm called. Yeah. Aliens, Alien 3. Yeah, that one's confusing. Like that's not the same thing. That's not what I'm talking about, but that relating is annoying. Yeah.
It would have. So I feel like Aliens would have been a good, like, a sequel title if there wasn't going to be anything beyond it.
Yeah.
But because it's such a big franchise, of course they were going to have more.
Yeah.
It's like what is it? The sequel to Now You See Me.
Is Now You See Me 2.
Yes.
And then they made a sequel called Now You See Me 3, Now You Don't.
Stupid.
Why don't they just call it Now You Don't?
Yeah.
I mean, they shot themselves in the foot by calling it Now You See Me 2 in the first place, but
Yeah. Now You See Me Too. You call it Now You Don't.
I would call it Now You Don't! It's legendary rants by Dan Harmon. Say whatever you want about Dan Harmon. I'm just talking about like that specific show that he did, where he was complaining that like Now You See Me is not a good enough movie to get a sequel in the first place, and just the nature of it, like being a movie that I don't want to say doesn't deserve a sequel, but I in so many words he says that it's like that movie clearly is just kind of a one-off thing. And the fact that it's got a sequel is an indicator of larger problems in our society. and then he punctuates it by going, "I would call it Now You Don't." And it's
you make a sequel to a movie called Now You See Me. You don't call it Now You See Me 2.
mm-hmm.
What a mess.
So because Chatadiah is not clear what their gender is because it's a conglomeration of chat, I'm gonna try and make them a little androgynous.
Good.
Which means thicker thighs.
And a nice chest plate.
And a nice chest plate, yes. And pretty eyes. Pretty eyes are my go-to androgynous trait that I like to give. D1100, thank you. Hello. I don't know why I said thank you to you greeting me, but hello. Are we like a coral? No. I believe you're just kind of squid-y with crab parts. Oh yeah, your crab arms. I need to draw your crab arms.
You forgot their crab arms?
I know, I forgot the crab arms.
My head. Good spin, Gabo.
Let's see, crab arms. Not the carms. Crab arms. Interesting that it's the top one that is segmented and not the bottom one. The bottom one is connected, which makes sense.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, look, see? The bottom one is connected and not segmented, and that's not the one that bends. The top one is.
Yeah, look at the blue guy.
The blue guy? Yeah.
What? I never noticed that.
Yeah.
I always thought it was...
Both?
It's because we have thumbs.
Yeah.
That's why.
We think that it's both.
Or I think... I knew it was only one, but I always thought it was the bottom.
Yeah. No, it's...
Because it's like thumbs.
Yeah.
I never noticed it was the top.
Lots of cartoons draw it with either the bottom or both. But yeah, no, it's the top one.
That's crazy. Have you ever done that thing with like the crab shell where you can pull the tendon and it closes?
No, but I've seen that.
Yeah, it's like a thing that you can pull on and it'll pinch.
It was a pretty nice pose.
Yeah, like a static thumb and opposable fingers.
So not a bad pose. Let me silhouette this. Just a rough silhouette. Did I nail this like first time? That'd be pretty cool. I mean, I'm probably gonna make adjustments as I go along, but...
No, look at me. You're gonna tell me that I'm wrong?
This looks a little weird.
I was gonna say, because even if you look without the silhouette, it doesn't flow super well, just because of the way that it's touching the thigh. You could probably do it a little higher and bending, like behind the hand.
Perhaps.
A little bit.
Yeah, give there a little bit of gap, because, I mean, where else? I guess it could go over here, but then it just looks like it's coming out of their head.
Yeah, I think you should kind of do it just like behind the hand and the oar.
Let's try that.
Yeah, I think.
I did not, in fact, nail it in one go.
You got close.
It's pretty good.
That feels better.
Similar how you can apply pressure to a limp human wrist, middle of the yeah, and you can make the fingers curl in a bit. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Or how like how doctors hit your knees with that stupid little
Yes.
like,
I've done that myself, just like
triangle thing.
fist slam down on my knee to make it just pop itself. What program are you using? I'm using Paint Tool Sai.
So funny enough, doctors have always had a difficult time doing that to me because apparently for me that nerve is mostly shielded.
I like this.
So it's like not as exposed as other people.
I like this.
But yeah, whenever they try it, it takes them like multiple tries, and yeah, I've had a doctor give up. I don't know if that means there's something wrong with my knees.
Okay, so that's their nakedness. It's they're naked. Now their clothes. So they've got like a typical like sailor jerkin with a belt. Your standard fantasy wear.
Good grief, he's naked! Says Dino Roria? Oh, that's fun.
And it's very unbuttoned so that we can see their chest. And sleeveless, pirate sleeveless. Sleeveys
For his armies.
for their armies. And then tight pants. And boots. Good old pirate boots.
Bootstraps, bootstraps.
Bootstraps, bootstraps. They tied stones to bootstraps, bootstraps.
Had a cannon.
Tied a cannon to bootstraps, bootstraps. I think I've said this on stream, but I believe the first Pirates movie is the closest thing to a perfect movie.
Yes.
It is so tightly written. Everything has payoff. Everything comes around full circle. There's no like hanging threads or loose ends.
I don't think there's any unlikable characters.
No, not even Nottingham.
Yeah, not even the villains. The bad guys are.
They're just kind of ignorant and annoying. But then by the end, they're like, "All right, you were right." And also, he realizes that Elizabeth doesn't actually love him, so he gives her up to marry William.
Yeah.
On their wedding day.
They're chill. Like
Yeah.
by the end, he's like, I figure we can afford to give him 1 day's head start.
Yeah. And like, yeah, he looks at the sword. It's like, this is a very nicely made sword. I expect the one who made it to take as much care in every aspect of his life. And he gives up this woman that he loves. That he, you could argue the creepiness of their the situation that they're in and the context of their getting married, but
like transaction of their union.
Yes. And also the fact that he met her when he was way older.
Yeah.
When she was at Norrington, not Nottingham, Norrington.
But yeah, great movie.
Great movie. I do like the second and third movie a lot. I just think they're not as tight, if that makes sense.
Yes, I agree. I know exactly what you mean. They are great movies in comparison to other movies, but compared to the first one, they're not as perfect.
Finally got to watch the Pathfinder 2E stream on Zorn's channel today. Happy you and Monty are enjoying it. Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. Like, a lot of it, of course, is very similar to how 5e plays, you know, with the, what's it called? The skill rolling, skill checks, and some of the stuff, some of the skills themselves. But the 3-action system, really cool. The fact that I feel like my character is built very unique. The fact that there's a bigger gap in numbers, like the high numbers are higher than D&D, but the low numbers are lower as well, which is I like that a lot. And now here's the hard part. Crabius is very cartoony looking, and in order to translate that, I would say so, to translate that into a less stylized, more realistic proportioned design. Also, this whole time I was not on fuzzy static.
Why not just keep him kind of cartoony?
I guess so, yeah.
It doesn't need to be realistic. You don't need to pull a Little Mermaid, make it painfully real. Just make him look like a little helmet, like he is.
I guess so, yeah.
Give him a teeny little pocket knife.
Tons of anime do that.
Yeah, make it your own. Make him your own crab creature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like anatomically this doesn't make sense for a crab because normally it would be like this, like the mouth would come up to the shell, I don't know, split here.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I like that.
No, I like his little mustache.
It's funny you think it looks like a mustache. It's supposed to be his mouth. Now, do we give him his knife?
Yes. Crab with a knife? Are you kidding? That's like his defining feature. Also, I feel like he should be a tiny bit smaller.
Well, he's supposed to be in front, but
oh, okay. Yeah,
but people aren't going to know that. Yeah, all right, crab knife.
Crab knife, crab knife.
Crab dagger, or a crabber for short. It's a good dagger. Dagger design.
I feel like you should make it a little less rusty, like he found it at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect.
Crab.
Crab, crab, crab,
Crab, crab, crab, crab.
crab.
Okay.
He's perfect. He's left-handed now.
He is left-handed now. All right, time for the part that I dread.
Fingers?
Line art.
Oh.
But yes, fingers as well. Let's do the hand first, because I hate hands.
Can you draw hands? Can you?
Can you? I saw a really good comparison between Yoko Taro's writing of robots and what's his name? Director of Detroit Become Human. David Cage.
David Cage.
How David Cage writes robots.
Uh-huh.
And it makes me want to play Nier even more. Where David Cage is what if robots learned how to act? Can robots learn to act human? And someone comparing it to Yoko Taro, who is asking, can humans learn to act human?
Ooh. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I feel like David Cage's writing of robots is just people.
Mm-hmm.
His robots aren't robots.
It's like, even that question, can robots learn to be human? It's like, what a reductive way to look at being human. Like,
yeah.
What is being human?
Yeah.
According to David Cage, you know it when you see it.
Oh boy.
Which Westworld challenges that. You don't know it when you see it. And that's why Westworld is good.
Westworld was Westworld is a good writing of, like, robots mimicking humans.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, again, what it means to be human, to be conscious. Like, not even human, just sentient.
Can robot love human child? Plot twist, yes, but also robot ever. Yeah, that's... I was annoyed at that when I played. I'm gonna spoil it. If you want to somehow play... If you want to play Detroit Become Human, leave.
Or mute.
Or mute. But the whole Kara story, I feel like would have been better if the girl was not also a robot. I feel like that was just a twist for twist's sake.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, she's a robot too, whoa. But like, I don't know, it would have had something to say about, you know... It would have said the baseline bigotry is learned message when, like, even this child can love a robot because she doesn't know it's a robot. Or she doesn't care it's a robot. But no, she's a robot too.
Ew.
Yeah, that twist added nothing. If anything, it took something away. It took potential away. I hate this hand. I'm gonna look at...
I don't know, it looked pretty good.
Hand out reference.
I'm stealing your Cheez-Its. Muffin thinks she's stealing your Cheez-Its too.
Now, of course, neither David Cage nor Yoko Taro had a conversation like that, but it's so close to how they write their games that it might as well be. You know, what I know about Drakengard and just how Yoko Taro goes about... I've told you the story of Drakengard, right?
Which one is Drakengard?
Drakengard is the game that Yoko Taro made before he made Nier. And it's where you're riding a dragon in this medieval... It's kind of a satire / parody of hack and slash games where you kill hundreds of dudes. Kind of like Dynasty Warriors, where he looks at it from a more realistic angle, where the only kind of person who would manage to kill hundreds to thousands of people like this is a psychotic maniac, and that's exactly what you play. Like, it's not clear at the beginning. Drakengard, like, he just looks like a typical anime guy. His name is Kaim. He just looks like anime boy, right? Yeah. But as you play through the game, you realize, like, through kind of a lot of like early dialogue and just how he acts when he kills people, that he's enjoying this way too much. Like a game. Yeah. Like a video game. And it was kind of Yoko Taro's way of, like, just kind of not criticizing, but just pointing out that interesting thing about video games. Like, we take a lot of joy in killing things in video games. Isn't that weird? Isn't that interesting? What if that was a person? And then he made that into a character, and his name is Kaim, and he's a psychopath. He's a psychopathic killer. I hate this hand. I'm not going to draw this hand right now. No, I am, because I'm going to have to draw it eventually. Might as well do it now. Something Spec Ops. Oh yeah, we gotta play Spec Ops.
Mm-hmm. Which one is Spec Ops?
Spec Ops is a third-person shooter. Now that I've played a bunch of first-person shooters for you, it's the perfect time to play Spec Ops. Because Spec Ops is a great shooter game about shooter games.
Ooh.
But a lot of it's going to fly over your head unless you have the context of, you know, a bunch of other shooter games experience.
I
But-
do love meta commentary.
But now you do, because I played BioShock for you, I played Call of Duty for you, I played Half-Life, I played Halo for you, and although Halo is kind of the... Halo and Half-Life are more the odd men out. I could play Battlefield for you, but there's only like... it's gonna be hard to get the early Battlefield games, because those...
Mass Effect counts as a first-person shooter, right?
No, Mass Effect does
No?
not. It is not. It is more. So it does have shooting in it, but that's not its primary focus. Spec Ops is about games like Call of Duty, like Battlefield, like what's it called? Some
Like
of the other
film
ones,
shooters.
like military shooters, specifically.
Not like Portal.
Not like Portal. No. This angle. I'm gonna take a picture. Where's my phone? There's my phone. Medal of Honor. That's another one.
You
Yeah.
want to take a picture of my hand?
No, because there's a specific angle I want, and it's gonna be easier for me to, I believe. Wait, what are you doing, phone? What is this?
It's because your hand.
Can I turn that off? How do I turn that off?
I don't know. Scroll to the top. Is it? There was a selfie. No, it's save selfie.
Whatever.
I don't know.
That's not the picture. It's not
You
quite.
want your thumb down.
Good enough. Yeah, I don't like that.
I like it.
How the phone does that?
It's very useful when you want to like set your phone down,
I guess that's true.
or when you're holding it with your hand and you can't move your like fingers to push the button.
That's true.
You can send it to me.
There we go. Sent it to my own private server. That's what I was looking for. I could have just opened Discord to do it. Will you do a wiggly head how to play Pathfinder 2E? I presume you mean crap guide. No. The crap guides are over. I'm doing a different format called Silly Little Guides, and although they are very similar and share a lot of DNA, they are vastly different in how I structure them.
But not for Pathfinder?
Yes, I am doing that for Pathfinder
Oh.
later in the year.
They've evolved.
I've never heard someone call it a wiggly head before. I've heard crappy guide. I've heard
Crappy guy?
I've heard shit guide. I've heard garbage guide, which none of those is what it's called. That's not the right angle. Will those still be Joe Crap? No. Joe Crap as a character, I am done with for the foreseeable future as well.
Joe Crap retired.
I do not have any plans, any future plans for Joe Crap.
You should draw him on a beach. Like,
He makes cameos every now and then. I make reference to him, but
Joe Crap is retired.
yeah, for the time being.
I feel like you should lift your elbow up more. Yeah, like above, because that'll help. Because that's more the angle that the wrist is at.
And now it's not doing the thing. Oop, wait. It's not.
I was trying to make it go. sorry. I was trying to
It's
help.
okay. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but I should say something next time. Instead of just doing it. Next time.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's better.
That is.
I can exaggerate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly, well, because like it just doesn't look as cool because it's in real life and it looks boring.
Mm-hmm.
But I can exaggerate it. That's another thing we learned in gesture drawing. Yeah, I'm done with that format. I want to try something slightly different, and although it is very much born from the crap guides, you know, like I don't want to continue the crap guides on forever and then have them peter out and slowly die a slow and painful death because I've run out of material and I'm just not good at writing them anymore. So I'm trying something different. Letting them rest at their peak. I originally was going to end them after the D&D guides and consider them finished then, like with that kind of finale where I confront JoCat confronts JoCat, and that I was considering to be the finale, but then I got really into Final Fantasy and I was like, maybe one last time, just to see if I really am done with the series, and I am. Like, even right now, there's a small part of me that's like, maybe I could do more crap guides, but I know that's what happened last time and I regretted it. And it was really challenging for me mentally to keep going with that. Despite, you know, in the moment, really not liking doing it. And then only feeling like I want to do it after it's finished. So I needed to take into account the feeling of when I'm doing it. Hand. Scared. Hand.
Frightened.
Fright. Hand. So what are the segments here?
That's fair. The worst thing you can do with a good series is make it go on forever until you end up hating it.
Red versus Blue. Sorry. I need to watch the final season that they made recently. But yeah,
Wait, which one?
that's how I felt about Red versus Blue.
Oh, yeah.
It just kept going, and like they had a great ending finale, and then I was like, well, what's there left? And then the Chorus trilogy came out, and I was like, okay, we'll see where this goes. And then they had an equally as good ending to that, and then I was like, okay, good, we don't need any more. And then the next season came out, and it was kind of just an anthology, like filler series, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And then season 15 came out, and I was like, I don't like this. And then 16 and 17 kind of wrapped it up, and I was like, okay, that was serviceable. They kind of redeemed it at the end. They kind of wrapped it all up and put it all together. I would have preferred if they ended with the Chorus trilogy, but at the very least then. And then season 18 came out, and then it was that's when it was actually bad and unsalvageable. And then Red versus Blue Zero, that's when it was like really, that was very painful. And I don't want that to happen to something that I make, you know? I feel as though that's, of course, they try their best to make a good show, but that's just kind of the nature of things sometimes, is you don't have infinite material. And you don't have infinite ideas. Also, Ruby, yeah. Well, I don't watch Ruby, so I don't know anything about that. And you know, someone mentioned the writer died. That was early on. Unfortunately, Monty passed away. Monty Oum, the original creator of Ruby, passed away like really early on. But I do hear that the later seasons of Ruby did get better. Even without his involvement. But yeah, I don't know if like it did fall back into another like slump after that, because I don't watch the show.
There's a lot of shows like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have stolen your Cheez-Its. I think I'm gonna go back to work.
Okay.
I love you a bunch.
I love you a bunch.
Goodbye, Gobbo. Goodbye, chat. Have fun.
Me.
Take care of my man while I'm gone. Type happy in chat every now and then so that he gets his confetti. His daily allotted confetti. Thank you, chat.
I'm leaving you with the...
With the dog. All right, that's fair.
Unless she tries to follow me, we'll see.
It's a huge factor in the change. People generally don't like change, yeah. Which is why I'd rather end the series, have it be over, rather than meow. Rather than keep it going and then have it change over time into something unrecognizable. Could you close my door? Yeah. Thank you. I'm lazy. Happy you enjoyed the art I made for Rust Crew? Yeah, it's really good, Salty. It's really good. The group posts it in our group chat every single time that you share it. It's really good. Thank you so much for making that. What brush is that? This is just the fuzzy static brush. This is what I use for all of my videos. Whenever you see the scratchy crayony brush, it is this one. It's the one I use like 90% of the time. 99% of the time. It is a default in Paint Tool Sai. Hi Gremlin Horns, how you doing? Let's see, squid hair. How does the squid hair work in Splatin? Kind of just morphs into it, huh? It's kind of like eased there. Like there's no hair follicles fading into the hair. It just appears. Which case... I will follow suit somewhat. Ooh, who raid? Pirate Captain Jack! Captain Jack? Thank you for the raid. Welcome. I'm drawing Chattadiah. Chattadiah Crab, the D&D character that chat made during the subathon. Which you raided a few times. I think I recognize your name. Thank you. Welcome. I'll keep the eyebrows visible. I know that's not realistic, but it's stylistic. So. And then the squid tentacles Squid tentacles. Dropping off my crew. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Captain. Squenticles. Waterproof Sharpie, yeah. There we go. I don't know. Okay, we need a light source, a light sauce. Need a light sauce. Where shall the light sauce be? I believe it should come from over here. So light sauce here. Knowing this, the shadow should be more like here-ish. But then you can't see their neck and it just looks like that. So I will not completely like pitch black shade their neck like that. So perhaps like this? The chitin chest. That's what it's called, right? Chitin? Chitinous, when something is like a exoskeleton. I believe so. Button here. Now I am rushing this a little bit, just because I don't want to spend more than 3 hours on this. Now, does that mean that I am just letting some things be okay rather than perfect? Yes. But that means I'll get it finished. And I would rather sacrifice the perfection for the sake of getting it finished. As goodness knows, I am not good at finishing things. Yeah, 80-20 rule. 80%. If it's 80% good, it's good enough. Their hair vaguely meets in parts in the center, I guess. Sure.
How was your first Pathfinder 2e session?
It was good. I was wrestling more so with Forge and Foundry than I was with Pathfinder. I think I understand Pathfinder fairly well, relatively, compared to, like, because I've had a lot of experience with D&D and a lot of the understanding of how to play D&D translates over. I haven't gotten into any majorly different systems that have stumped me just yet. Like, the 3-action system is pretty easy to understand. The spells are pretty easy to understand. I like how useful cantrips are. That's not to say that D&D doesn't have its fair share of useful cantrips, but, like, these ones are pretty strong, and I like that. Yeah, but just wrestling with Foundry and Forge is, I feel as though, getting a little bit in the way of me playing sometimes, but that'll just come with time of understanding how Foundry works, I'm sure. So it's nothing with Pathfinder itself, just Foundry being a different program to understand. That's not a problem exclusive to Foundry either. That comes with learning any new program, really. So this is probably going to be in shadow. Okay. Love how Echo is still there in spirit. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, let me pop her off so people don't mistakenly think she's here. There we go. Have her go play in the dirt. Okay, how does this look without the sketch layer? Pretty okay. I feel like their forehead's kind of big. Got that Akira head. She's free to dig up carrots and maybe some gold. Yeah. Oh, incoming ads in 3 minutes. What's wrong with this? I believe when I was manipulating it, I had nearest to neighbor. Yeah. Should not be nearest neighbor. Should be by cubic. It's fine. It still looks okay for now. workout. You mentioned you plan to put about 3 hours of work into this. How many steps of rendering do you think you'll get into pencil, ink, flats, shades? I think I'll do flat color with basic flat cell shading. I think that's how far I'll go. That's how far I'm comfortable going. I don't usually render even my big pieces beyond that. Now I should definitely explore and challenge myself and go out of my comfort zone in that beyond that level of rendering at some point in the future. But for now, that is what I'm sticking to. Looking sharp, thank you. And the belt. Okay, that's going, so I'm gonna rest my wrist a little bit, do a little bit of wrist exercise. Hope your evening / afternoon / morning / night is going well, chat. Been a little while. Hand fart. Every time I find myself touching my hand, I can't help but hand fart a little bit. Ooh. So is Luminous. Thank you for the 3 months. Hi. How's it going? It's going good. Sigmund Freud? Spelled with an I? Oh god. Making sure I didn't get any texts from my mother recently. Momcat? Yeah, Momcat. She cameoed on the stream many years ago when I was still living with my parents. I think it was like 2019 or 2020. I think it was 2019. I think 2020 was when I finally got my house. This is the 3rd time this week. That's too common. I have considered having them be guests on a stream or a video at some point. I just don't know what video or stream. I wouldn't want to do it just to do it, just for the sake of it. I would want it to have like, not that I need to have a reason to have them in a video or stream, but I like there to be a reason. Yeah, purposeful. Yeah, what's funny is Momcat, my brother played football in high school and he made a lot of friends, and they would come over sometimes because she would like to cook for them and bake for them and stuff, and they would call her Mama Cat, which is very cute. Maybe Father's Day, maybe. I think I'll spend Father's Day with my parents rather than on having them join a stream. Alright, break time's over. Alright, how the heck does this fold? I don't even know. Where's the clothes? There it is. So the belt buckle. Good old bootstrap buckle. I totally forgot that was a command you could do, and I got startled a little bit. Yippee. Isn't Gobble cute? Gobble's great. So I've considered playing some old school RuneScape, because although I did play a little bit of RuneScape as a kid, I never got far. I don't think I ever reached 10 in any skill before I quit playing. Is there group content in RuneScape? Because so much footage I see of RuneScape, people are often just playing solo. But the thing that I like about MMOs is playing with other people. You know, having a reason to, you know, having a game that really promotes you playing with others. It's a certain dungeon. Is it just that one? Because like the high-end stuff that I see people doing, PVM, like can you do that as a group? Skilling and quests are basically all solo. Yeah, there's the thing that I've learned from watching a bunch of videos called PVM. Is that solo only? Because if it's not, I would like to do that with Echo, because Echo is a big RuneScape fan. I believe she got some of her skills to like 90, or maybe 80, something like that. All I know is that single weird dungeon you can enter with your friends. Yeah, she's done that. She's told me about that. But is that it? Is my question. Is it just that? Is that the only thing? The new RuneScape thing they have early access out for is pretty good as a group. Yeah, but Echo's not really into the real-time action combat. She's more into the simple click, you do a thing. She likes the simple games. Click, bonk. Yeah, very, very basic. Pirate shirt. Gobble, my beloved. Yeah. He's pretty cool. This character design rules. Thanks. I mean, chat partly came up with it by picking the options in the character creation when we made this character for the one shot. I'm just iterating on that design. Doing my own take, my own interpretation. Which even the original is an interpretation, you know, I had to figure out what sort of stuff. I did take suggestions from the chat though, like just random things that people were saying, like, give them a sailor's hat. Give it a confident little smirk. Still looks good from this angle. Let me fix this eye though. This is not Mystria, this is RuneScape. I am listening to 12 hours of OSRS, old school RuneScape music. That is the video I'm listening to right now. Yeah. Now this specific track, I don't know. They don't have the name listed, but that is merely what I'm listening to. I'm sure you could probably Shazam it, maybe. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know why I said I'm sure about that when I'm not. You're not sure! Can I... Little tangent. Can I show you guys one of my favorite videos ever? For Baba Is You. It's Peach Saliva, also known as Paige, playing with I believe it's Pat, and there's nothing wrong with this. I want to be clear. There's nothing wrong with not figuring out a game. I don't figure out a game lots of times. I'm pretty stupid. But it's just really funny that she just cannot grasp the fundamental rules of the game. And Pat is just yelling at her to try and help her as best he can without flat out giving her the solution. Let's see. Where's display capture? It's one of my favorite videos. Hold on, let me bring this down. There? Nope. There. There we go. Okay. So here. I'll just skip to the end. This part. This is by Hypothetical Walrus. Let me move this under the chat. There we go. This is by Hypothetical Walrus.
But if Baba, all right, now I'm upset. So but
let me move myself as well, so you guys can see. I'll just hide me in the thing. But if Baba, and I quote this video so much, this stream. Baba is you.
If Baba, but if Baba, but Baba.
So if you don't know how Baba Is You works, Baba Is You is essentially a coding logic programming game where you see Baba is you. Whatever is you, you have control over. That is one of the first lessons this game teaches you. You can move these rules around. So you could wall is you. The idea is to get you to win. Baba doesn't matter. Flag doesn't even matter. All you need to do is you into win. So hypothetically, you could wall is you could, so long as is you is not separated. That is the first most fundamental thing. Now, you may notice there are these other rules that cannot be reached. Rock is stopped. That means the rock cannot be pushed. Sometimes rock is push, so you can push the rock around. But these are the rules. They're stuck. There's nothing Paige can do to change these. So flag is always win, skull is always defeat, and rock is always stop. But Baba is you and wall is stop. These can be pushed around because Baba, it's in the area that Baba can move around. Now, the solution here is to basically change wall is you so that you can control the wall and have the wall go into the flag instead. Paige is having trouble figuring this out.
You is
can't be wall.
if Baba is you. Baba is you. But if Baba, all right, now I'm upset. So if Baba, but if Baba, but Baba.
But Baba is you.
Baba is me.
Yeah, you can't you is wall. The square ones have to be at the end. It either has to go from left to right or up to down. You cannot do stop is wall. You cannot do you is Baba. The square always has to come after. It doesn't have to be at the very end, and the game teaches you that later on, but it does read from left to right.
You can't be wall. Okay, so if Baba is you.
Baba is you. Didn't work. Baba is stop. Didn't work. Wall is stop. Didn't work.
Baba is you.
Baba is you.
That is a constant.
No, it's not.
So wait, Baba.
I love that. Baba is you. That is a constant. No, it's not. And he's right. It's not. Baba doesn't always have to is you. Other things can is you.
Is you. That cannot cease to be.
Yeah, it can.
No, because if you change it, Baba ceases to be.
No, it doesn't.
He does. He
That's
ceases
wrong.
to be.
That is a wrong assumption.
He ceases to be.
No,
he
that's
ceases
not...
to be. He
No,
can't-
that's because you is nothing.
What? Baba
That's
is
right.
not wall.
Yeah.
So Paige's mistake here is she believes Baba is the controller because she moved Baba out of the way and she lost control because nothing is you. Now that's an understandable conclusion to make. You move Baba out of the way, you can't control Baba anymore, so you must think, oh, that means Baba must be something. But that's not true. The only thing that matters is you. Because you is the controller, not Baba. But of course, Paige came to this conclusion by moving Baba out of the way, which is an understandable mistake to make. But yeah, she's stuck on that logic that, Baba is important, which it's not.
Baba is immovable.
Oh, yeah?
He ceases to be.
Yeah?
He ceases
There's
to be.
just no way, huh? Baba is you, can't is you is not wall.
The fuck did you just say?
Is Baba you or is you is Baba?
Baba is you.
And Pat's trying, but he's definitely not helping.
Why?
If I'm not me, then I cease to be.
Is there anything else that could be you?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How are you sure? Paige, you're you. So if you move you away, you become nothing.
You is immovable because then
No,
Baba
but you
ceases
can-
to be.
Paige!
What?
Just fuck. Is there anything else that could is you?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You're not sure.
Wait a minute. No.
Also, she is sure. She's just wrong. The one other thing that could is you.
That's impossible. Is that the solution?
Now wall is you. So now Paige has control over the wall. And that's how you win. This game is such a mind fuck. Good lord. And that's why I don't play it. This is an early puzzle. It's so early.
Joe watches Pat formerly from the Super Best Friends Zaibatsu.
I don't know what that means. But yes, I do. I watched Super Best Friends when they were still together. It was a fun time. One of my favorite channels. But yes, It is a troll of a game. Yes, I agree, Ink. I hate this game. This game sucks because it's smarter than me. It makes me feel dumb. Yeah, I love that video. I quote that video all the time. Is there anything else that could is you? No. Are you sure? Yes. You're not sure. So we're all donating to convince Joe to play it on stream. Never. Never in a million years. You are asking for me to hurt you, chat. That's what you're asking. I'm gonna play that game. You're gonna find the solution. I'm not gonna be looking at chat. So people are gonna be firing it off, but I'm not gonna know it. So people are, you guys are gonna agonize like, oh my God, it's right there. Just do it. And I'm not, because I'm not gonna be looking at chat because I'm trying to solve it. And it's gonna be agony for you. And I don't want to do that to you. I don't want to do that to myself. Trust me, you'll thank me. You'll thank me always. I'm doing you a service by not playing that game. And then set a dono goal to stop playing the game. Yes, that's what I'll do. I'm like, all right. Once we reach $1,000, I'll stop playing Baba Is You. Because I am not smart. You need to donate $1,000, accumulate $1,000 to get me to play it, and then another 1,000 to get me to stop. Baba Is You. That is a constant. No. No, that is wrong. That is a wrong statement. The thumb should be more like that, yeah? Something like that? Sure, why not? Reverse subathon. Donate to end the stream. Nah, here's what I do. I make it a donation battle. People donate to one link, and it's going to increase the timer. And then if they donate to the a second different link, it lowers the timer. A battle to the end. Donate to keep the agonizing puzzle stream going, or donate to make it stop. A sub-war, yes. Maybe I'll give them like scars and cuts on this crustaceous chest piece. Chitin. Like the Lythero Be Good, Be Evil Shadow stream. Yes, exactly. Lythero is funny. Is he the one that played Mario 64 as Sonic and hired a bunch of animators? Yeah! Yes, Super Shenanigoons. I remember that video. That was a big event. Man, makes hour-long videos every upload. Granted, they're months apart, but still. I don't know how he does it. Baba's U's up there with Fear and Hunger and Noita as mind-breaking games out of Finland. Let's see, crab arms. Let me look at a crab arm reference. So I don't exactly know how the crust connects. I'm gonna make it like vaguely, roughly what it's supposed to be, but like close enough. Ooh, King of Nymphs, thank you for the resub. Hiya, Joe. How is you? Joe is good. Joe is relaxed. Joe is a little eepy. That. And the little crab claw. Big ol' crab claw. There we are. Ooh. Thank you, False Pygmy, for the resub. Squid Crab Sea Monk? No. Squid Crab Sea Warlock that chat got to play during the subathon. We reached a stretch goal, so I'm drawing a full body portrait, full body piece for them. A little bit of a scar here, a little bit of a crack there. You've been through a lot. You've been through many battles. You're level 6. That's nothing to scoff at. There were definitely some things that I do wish I did better, though. It wasn't perfect, but it was the first time I'd ever run a game for a full audience of Twitch chat. But I think it went relatively smoothly, well enough. It only really started to break a little bit during combat. I feel like I would structure the combat a little different. Seven streams in a row. Hello, Zachary. Well done, keeping up. Really cool and awesome, and now I can only get better. Hell yeah. Thank you. Man, these crab claws, I'm looking at references, they really do got a lot of, they really do have a lot of battle damage on them. Like chips and scars and bruises and dents. These are the ones that look like they're from crabs that live in the wild. The ones that look like they're just cooked are kind of clean. But yeah, these crabs have been through some battle. Just like you. Now, how does the arm bend like that? Don't think about it. Don't worry, it's for the pose. Maybe a barnacle or two? Yeah, good suggestion. No, not on these. No, because I feel as though Chattadiah would groom themselves well. They have a high charisma. They've got a +4 to charisma. I feel as though they take care of themselves. They clean themselves of barnacles. Much as it would look cool. They are not smelly, no. Actually, you know what? For those of you who missed it, because my jaw's getting a little tired and I don't want to commentate that much more, I'm going to play at least a portion of the streamception of the one-shot with Chattadiah in case anybody missed it. Just to have it on as background noise. So you can get an idea of how I ran it. Let's see. Where is it? D&D one shot with chat. There we go. This was streamed on, I believe, April 15th. There we go. And it will be that monitor. Nope. That monitor, nope. That monitor, yep. There we go. Oh, mouth sounds. Joe, mute yourself. Osteomancy. No, Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. Now then, without further ado, are you guys ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah? Ready to play D&D? No? Okay, I guess we'll... I cast Itchy Bones, yes. Okay. So then, here we go. On the bright sunny shores of the Semitic coast, southeast of Hearthfield, lies a port village simply called The Wharf. Let me bring us on over. And here we are, The Wharf. Here's The Wharf. Let me just paste the choices things here, just so we have them. Moving them off to the side. Now then.
Father, why have you made my bones itchy?
This art is
I can't scratch them frown.
I didn't make your bones itchy. Somebody else did. I did not make this art. This art is art that I stole. And... This is... Where did I write the name? Come on, Joe, you can find it. Come on. Where is it? It's funny hearing my own voice and speaking to sound like the voice that's in that's coming out. Like
Sorry,
you guys
I'm not going until I credit this artist.
You guys probably understand like the voice that you hear when you speak versus the voice that you hear when you hear it from recording sounds vastly different. The voice in my head when I speak sounds a lot nasalier, a little higher pitched. Very, very different.
For this wonderful art.
I've been editing my voice for over a decade now, and even before I started a YouTube channel and a Twitch, and it's still weird. I just get more familiar with it, but the discrepancy is still very much there. I'm gonna get rid of the bootstrap buckle.
Here we go. This is Stilt Image by Emily VF. Emily VF. So I just found this art on Google. So thank you, Emily VF, for, I mean, not letting me. I didn't ask, but I stole it. So Emily VF, Stilt Image. That's as best as I could find. But yes, the wharf. Trade ships from the grand kingdoms of the east come and go, as do adventurers. But one peculiar little hero is unlike any you'd find anywhere else. Let me just lower this a little bit. Sitting at the docks, legs dangling off the side of the pier, is a humanoid of bluish skin and what seems to be squid tentacles atop their head in a similar style to that of hair, which gradually alter in color randomly over time. They wear a traditional sailor's uniform from the Normlands, complete with a hat sitting atop their squiddy hair.
I say the Normlands to refer to whenever anything looks like the real world. I call it from the Normlands. It's I'm gonna make it like a sort of a joke continent off to the side in the Lester's Expanse, where things are mostly kind of like modern day. Not completely, not entirely, but yeah, the Normlands. Very creative, I know.
They sit upon the dock, front arms holding a fishing pole, with its line cast out into the ocean, and out from their backs are from their singular back, two large hard-shell appendages that are tipped with crab claws. One claw is holding a bucket of fried potatoes, with which the other occasionally grabs and tosses into their mouth. This is you, Chattadiah Crab, a sailor who is currently off duty thanks to putting in a bit of overtime and earning yourself some well-deserved rest and relaxation. And beside you, your ever-loyal companion, Crabius, who doubles as your familiar. You found him some half-decade ago during one of your cruise outings. He had crawled on board, clearly exhausted, escaping some large fish that were out to eat him. And instead of letting your fellow sailors cook him themselves, you decided to nurse him back to health and protect him from the hungry crewmates. That night, though, when you did save him, you had a vision, an encounter with the great voice of the deep, god of the ocean floor, keeper of the aqua plains, and protector of all shellfish, Crusthulu. Seeing you go out of your way for a single humble little crab, he saw promise in you and offered power beyond your mortal limitations, that you may serve and protect the seas in his name. You agreed, and in so doing, you were given a sliver of Crusthulu's power, granting you amazing magics and abilities and binding Crabius to you as your familiar. And you two have been partners ever since, both powerful and unstoppable servants to the voice of the deep. Today, however, you're just Chattadiah, enjoying a day off with Crabius beside you, and sitting for minutes, maybe even an hour passing by, patiently waiting for lunch to bite onto your lure. Crabius seems to be slowly making his way towards your potatoes, hoping that you aren't paying attention to him, but he was never that good at stealth. Let me, and here your first choice comes up. Let's see, I'm gonna put the choices, we're just gonna go to choices on the start screen since it is big enough to have them. There we go. Choice 1, choice 2. Whoops, these are too big. This text is too big.
Yeah, I was really figuring out how to
Okay, let's see if I
format
can
this in
bring the
Roll20.
front. Nope. Send the back. No. Bring the front. Hold on, technical difficulties. Oh, they're all the way down there. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Hold
they
on.
were going all over
Technical
the place.
difficulties, chat. Guess I'm gonna have to ungroup them.
Yeah, I was fiddling with it. If I ever do something like this again in the future, I will have to figure out a different way to quickly make
And
options available to the
lower their
chat
size.
rather than just from writing them
Poll. Oh man, this is scuffed. New poll.
and then writing them.
1, 2, 3.
in
There are 3
Twitch.
choices here. And we'll have it go on for, let's say, 3 minutes. So yes, you see Crabius approaching your potatoes. He's never been very good at stealth. And here are your choices. And the voting begins now.
I personally would have made slides images. Well, the thing is, I also added in choices that chat suggested midway through that I didn't have planned. So I would have had to make those. So I can't do preset choices because I didn't want to do just presets. And there is a suggested thing, like I think later on that we do, including spoilers. Okay. Unless, wait, did you refer to something else earlier? Yeah, including spoilers. Yeah, chat had suggestions. So unless you mean to include, like, make those on the fly as well, in which case I probably would have taken the same amount of time.
You could hold him some fried potato and say, "Here you go, Crabius. You've earned a few slices." You could pull the bucket up and out of his reach. "I see you, Sneak. You've had quite enough snacks for today." Or you could dump the whole bucket of potatoes onto him. Whoops, sorry, claw slipped. And be sure to vote not in the chat, because that won't work, but in the poll. In the Twitch poll that is going on right now. Chat's the player? Yeah, chat's the player. In the meantime, I'm gonna move these somewhere else. I'm gonna ungroup them and make them smaller. 32, there we go.
How many
Yeah, it should be
legs?
at the top of the chat.
How many legs does a crab have? I believe it's 6. Crab legs. No, not the food. Crab. Oh, it's 8. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, to indicate that Crabius is a different type of crab, we'll give him 6.
So let me repeat what happened. Crabius seems to be slowly making his way towards your potatoes, hoping that you aren't paying attention to him. But he was never really good at stealth.
There we go. And now we color.
Is chat going to be the only player? Yes, chat is going to be the only player. Remember to vote your choice, not in the chat, but in the poll, in the Twitch poll provided. One definitely has this one. Let me see.
Go. So
Yeah,
that
looks
will
like
be
we're going with
this.
one. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll early. All right. So let's go back out here.
Squid hair.
You hand Crabius a few slices of potatoes, and he happily starts picking pieces out of each fry and stuffing them into his mouth. You can tell that he's probably overeating just a bit by the fact that he slows down towards the end, but he's not one to let good food go to waste. When he finally finishes, he does a little crab dance. Crabius will have +1 to all of his rolls for the entirety of this one shot. Now, while you fish, you are approached by one of your shipmates, Mary. Let's see. A hardy Goliath woman who helps you haul cargo when your crew makes port.
Oh, king crabs
She
have
is?
6 legs.
There she is, Mary. She often helps you with your work. She gives you a little salute. Afternoon, chat. I see you've not caught anything yet. And she gestures over at your empty fish container beside you. Big lady. Now, here's going to be another choice immediately already. Here, let me copy them over. This is... Pardon me. Just trying to...
There we go.
But, let me just do
skip
the
ahead.
poll.
It's my VOD. I get to
Poll.
skip it.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so just a little bit reminding you the context. While you're fishing, you are approached by one of your shipmates, Mary, a hardy Goliath woman who often helps you haul cargo. She speaks to you. Afternoon, chat. I see you've not caught anything yet, and she gestures over to your empty fish container beside you. And the choices are, well, of course, I could have caught one anytime I wanted to. I just was waiting for an audience to impress first. Now watch this and have you try something else. 2, hey, it's not my fault the fish are being picky today. Or 3, oh, you think you could do better? You're free to have a try, and you could hand her the fishing rod. This is the audience you've cultivated? Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud that you have good taste in women.
Ooh, the votes are going up. Ooh. Flirt established swagger.
Is lobster crab? Is shrimp bugs? Who knows? I believe lobster is not a crab. I believe lobster to be crab cousin.
It seems as though one is winning out. I'm gonna give it 1 more minute. We speak crab, not fish. All right, looks like one has won out. So you tell her that, well, of course, I could have caught one anytime I wanted to. I was just waiting for an audience to impress first. Now watch this. And new choices are abound. Yeah, I wasn't gonna just give you like 1 or 2. I really wanted to make this like a thing that you guys got to play. So,
which I'm really proud of. Like, it was a lot of work to make so many little branches. Now, the story wouldn't branch, but your choices would branch into other choices that you could do. And I am pretty happy with that, because I wanted you guys to feel like you were actually playing.
Here we go. There's the next choice. You have a few methods that you can do.
Well, let me look up squid. Squid. What's the texture of a squid by default? Squid changing color? Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna make it look like one of these. Yeah, that's cool.
Whoops, that's not right. Oops, that's not right. So you've got your option for a nature check, which, remember, draws upon your wisdom, a perception check, which you are proficient in, or a deception check, which you are also proficient in. Here comes the poll. 1, 2, 3. All right, here are your other options of how you wish to try differently. You could nature check to discern where the fish are most likely to be swimming. Perception check, look for signs of activity in the water. Or deception, flick the lure around to make the bait seem tempting. Oh yeah, everyone, it's easy, easy choice. Deception is your best skill, so I'm gonna end the poll early. Good, you know how to read numbers. Well done, chat. That puts you above most Final Fantasy
What an
players.
asshole.
Now then, let's see what we roll with our deception.
What an
I'm
asshole
gonna
this
go ahead and
JoCat
roll
guy
it.
is.
And that is gonna be a 23. Nice. I don't know why I rolled it twice. It shouldn't have done that. But yeah, after taking your time to kind of play along with the lure to make it look like a dying or hurt shrimp or some such, you hook onto something. It's a fighter for sure, pulling the line back and forth, nearly snapping your rod, but you manage to reel in a mighty and sizable venom serpent. Ooh. The venom serpent is the apex fishing predator of the plains. The venom serpent only appears when feasting on smaller fish, which your deception absolutely made your line look like a small fish. Now, if you're wondering, this fish is from Why Slay Dragons When You Could Be Fishing by Brett Ultimus. It is a book, it is a supplementary book for 5e. But yes, the venom serpent is said to have a natural spicy... the meat of the venom serpent is naturally spicy, often paired with sweet fruits or drinks to compensate. Famous at festivals and celebrations for its rare taste. And you toss the fish, the venom serpent, into your container. It starts swimming around. Congratulations. Excuse me, you caught a fish. And Mary laughs and claps her hand. Ah, very impressive. And she looks at it. Although I'm not in the mood for fish right now, maybe instead we could just go out and grab a bite from the tavern. My treat. And as she says that, and before you have a chance to answer, you feel a crushing sensation all around you. And your vision goes dark, blackness in your entire peripheral, except for a pair of bright, glowing orbs far apart in front of you, and a voice all too familiar to you, Crusthulu. Disciple, your service has been admirable, and I believe it is time for your reward. All preparations have been made. It is finally time for us to speak face to face in person. You will traverse into the very depths of an underwater ravine beyond the shores of the wharf, where I will present you with one final trial to complete your training. Should you succeed, greatness will follow. Should you fail... A long, silent second passes by. I have faith in you, disciple. May the cold of the deep find you. Your vision returns to normal. And seeing Mary just bright as day, just as you did before, she notices that you aren't quite yourself. She says, "You're right, Chat. Sorry, hunger must have gotten to you. Come on, let's go get some grilled fish." And here you have yet another choice.
I just realized she said earlier she wasn't in the mood for fish. And then she just suggested getting fish. Ah, ruined. What are you thinking, Joe? And that wasn't improv either. That was written down. That was a pre-scripted thing. I didn't even read my own script. Stupid. Stupid, stupid. She said she wasn't in the mood for fish, and then she suggested fish.
All right, here are your two choices. Pull. 1, 2.
All right, I think that's enough dots.
There we go.
For now.
Do we agree to Mary's request, or do we follow the voice of the deep?
Let's work on the flesh, flesh, flesh.
Oh man, it's pretty split. Oh man. Ooh. Do we have to do it now? That is up to your interpretation. Do you keep the boss waiting? Ooh, this one's pretty close. I'm gonna let the whole 3 minutes go. Maybe Cthulhu can wait an hour or two.
Don't know if I like that shading. I like that color, but I don't like that shading. Yeah, that's better.
Choice 2 is 12 points ahead. It's pretty close. It's very, very close. It was supposed to be our day off. Big lady friendship, though.
I should have skipped ahead. Sorry, I was caught in the...
2. Mary dude insists on sitting on the docks all day. And as you begin to walk with her, you feel a sharp pain at your leg. It's Carabius. Seems he has seen the vision too, and insists that you need to heed Cthulhu's call. Now here, you have yet another choice. Also, you take 1 damage. From the pinch.
Now I do feel bad
So that's choice.
that I was like, I'd pulled a Team Rocket Pokemon Red and Blue thing here. That's like, are you sure? Haha, you're just joking, right? But I genuinely would have let chat insist on going with Mary here, but it would have given you a disadvantage on your next roll. It's like, I'm sorry, this is the railroad. We are going through with this campaign, but your role play does have consequences, and the consequences is that you get hurt by your patron. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but that's as best as I wanted to do while still giving chat the choice to choose to do something else while still having a consequence for not following your patron. How you doing? I'm doing good. Just giving a little bit behind the scenes of the D&D one-shot game that I ran while drawing the character for that one-shot. Yeah, all right. That looks good. Looks pretty all right. Yeah, I like that. Love your trip to the Japan video. Thank you. I do believe, I think anyway, that that's my best video.
Choice 1. And choice 2. Here's a new poll. New poll. 1, 2. So Crabius has pinched you. And he's like, So your choices are sigh, fine, sorry Mary, but I really need to go. Maybe next time. Or Crustulu isn't going anywhere, Crabius. Don't be a spoil shell.
Voting option 2 like crazy. If I really wanted to make it chaos, I could have let people vote extra with their cookies, really make them fight it out.
I don't know, man. Where's our potato? But we get to go on a date with Mary. I know. A free meal's a free meal, yeah. Oh, chat continuing to be very split. Adventures out there. I promise this is not a Pokemon choice, don't worry. This is the last time that this question for this campaign will come up. Your choices will affect the game, but this is the only time where it's like, hey, this guy's insisting. Because that's what would happen. You know?
I didn't really need to justify myself there. That's very insecure of me.
What if Crustulu is also a big lady?
What if?
Dreve makes a good point, chat.
What if?
Come on, Riz. Can we at least put our spicy fish in a fridge? I was not expecting it to be this split.
There you go. That's roughly about the shading. believe.
Just pulling ahead by 1 vote. Come on, vote. It's 61 to 62 in favor of going with the date. Oh, now it's 1 vote for ooh, wow. All right, because it's so evenly split, I'll give you this one, chat. This is not a choice available that I anticipated, but a ton of you made a very good point. Just a little snack. And so, seeing you agonizing, Mary notices Chatadiah's splitness, that he's really agonizing to go with her. Or they're really agonizing to go with her. And she notices the conflict within Chatadiah. And she goes, "Oh, you've got business, haven't you? Not to worry." And she leans down and kind of puts down her pack, picks out a little bit of a piece of jerky, and she holds it out. "Here, you're gonna have this." And she hands it to you. You go and to go take it from her, but she pulls it back a little bit. And she puts 1 finger on her cheek, tapping. "I need payment first." And Chatadiah leans in to give a little peck. And then she hands you the ration. You have gained 1 ration. Congratulations.
That was my compromise.
But yes, you wave goodbye to her. Crabius seems satisfied, gives a little bit of a clack with his claws as a well done. Now, this was not a false choice, chat. And I'll tell you what the outcome would have been had you gone the other direction later. Once it's all wrapped up. But in the meantime, next, to the coral reef. There we are. You wave goodbye to her and jump off the dock and into the water, along with Crabius beside you. Thanks to both your Simic hybrid body and your patron's blessing, you can breathe underwater, as well as swim with immense grace. Now, this art was made by...
Meow meow.
Let's see.
You have arrived?
I do not.
I don't. Look at Chatadiah.
It looks great.
Yeah?
I was watching a little bit of the stream.
Yeah.
Here, steal a little bit of your chocolate.
Chat, can you believe this? She comes in here, says I don't deserve her, and then steals my chocolate.
Well, this is how you deserve me.
This is my payment.
This is the payment. The wife tax.
I see. Can you believe this?
The cost of a wife.
What do you see in this chat?
This is why you never get married, chat.
Never get married. All it does is it gives you someone who's gonna come in your room and steal your snacks.
Yep. Steal your chocolate. Steal your sweaters. I don't think I've stolen too many of your sweaters.
No, because they're too small for you.
Yeah. So this is like the
The equivalent.
this is the equivalent of
Yeah.
me stealing your sweaters as I steal your chocolate.
Can I have chocolate?
Of course you can have chocolate, Gobbo. Yeah, you can have chocolate
Here, for Gobbo.
for Gobbo. Freaking opening a new what do you call a singular bar? Yeah, opening a new bar of chocolate.
Where's the old one?
I finished the rest of it.
Crabius looks great.
Thanks.
I'm glad you figured out the hand.
Mm-hmm. And the boots. Mm. 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 I'm gonna put on some Wind Waker music. Actually, no, I'll just keep playing this VOD.
This art was made by Daria Ignatova on ArtStation. That is DARIAIGNATOVA on ArtStation.
Yeah, the one shot that I ran. For anyone who wasn't there for it, I'm just playing it for context and background noise, using my own VOD as background noise.
I was gonna say, this is like, I've never seen this done on Twitch.
Some people do it. I mean,
Streaming your own stream.
yeah, as background noise. Some people do it, especially during subathons. Like when they sleep, they'll just put on videos from their channel or previous VODs.
That's wild. I've never seen that.
I mean, it makes sense. It's your content. You own it.
Yeah. Someone said hello.
Hi.
Daria.
Oh, Gimpity.
Ignatova.
Hey,
Thank you
what's
so
up?
much, Daria, for this wonderful,
It's a
beautiful
regular.
art. I didn't ask them permission, but at the very least, I would like to give credit. But yes, you leap into the water, and you make your way through the coral reef that decorates the shallows of the wharf coast, and you wave hi to various sea folk friends.
Good.
Kind of further out past
up
the
to?
fishing kind of areas.
Nothing. Apparently, someone removed his bones, or no, someone scratched his bones. That's it.
Oh no.
His bones are itchy.
Oh, okay. So it was intentional.
Yeah, someone cast scratch bones or something.
Well, I have stolen your chocolate.
Yeah. What are you gonna do now?
I might leave.
Comes in your room, steals your chocolate. Chocolate, doesn't elaborate. Leaves. Chocolate. Leaves. Doesn't elaborate.
So,
So,
I have a problem.
what's your problem?
I'm a little eepy.
But,
I don't know if I'm tired enough to warrant taking a nap.
right?
Stuff I need to do.
I understand.
There's like another, like, I want to finish the next stage of like 2 different commissions I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so sleepy, but I also don't know if I'm tired enough to take a nap. What do I do?
I say, go lay in bed for like 30 minutes. Usually that's about how long it takes for me to realize I'm not actually tired, and then get up and then go do work.
Okay. I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna try and nap a little
Yeah.
bit.
Do it.
I love you, Winch.
I love you a bunch.
Thank you for letting me steal your chocolate.
Like I had a choice. You just took it without asking.
Yeah. No, I warned you. Well, that's not
You told me, yeah, that's not asking.
I warned you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I said I'm gonna shoot. He stood in the way of my bullet.
Along the way. Some of them are spear fishing, schools of anchovies. Some of them are taming sharks. Just imagine the second opening scene of Finding Nemo when Marlin is kind of bringing him throughout the coral reef, but with merfolk instead of fish. Merfolk and tritons and grung and stuff. Now, as you pass by the fish, let's see, let me just get the music ready. As you do pass by the various merfolk and sea folk and stuff. Can we pet the turtle? Yeah, you pass by, one of the sea turtles will kind of scratch on its shell a little bit. It seems pretty happy. As you pass by familiar faces, one particular familiar face stops you. A Triton man by the name of Nellis. With long, flowy hair and 4 giant shrimp companions. Ever since you were both children, Nellis has badgered you endlessly. And here he is, yet again, seemingly unable to grow up, unlike everybody else. And he shouts out to you through the water. Oi, forearms! In a hurry, are we? What, dry land kissy time with your little crab too boring? So you needed to demand all our gaze upon your freak show duo? And there's quite a few options here, so if you give me a second, I thank you for your patience. Let's see. Let's see if I can fit this on the coral reef map, or we might have to bring this over here. So here is option 1. Whoops, where did it go? There it went.
Nellis is Triton my patience. Ah, I get it.
There we go. Option 1. Option 2. Option 3. Option 4.
Oh yeah, I wanted to make the dagger rusty a little bit. Look up rusty dagger. Yeah, they're kind of orange. Yeah. Yeah, let's make it rusty from being in the ocean. Do a little bit of this. So rust can have little bits of shiny in it. But ever so slightly. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice little rust look. I like that.
Ooh, we pull.
Emrys,
1, 2,
hey!
3, 4, 5.
Thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. Good to see you again. How's it going? Thank you. It's nice to see you around even after the subathon's over. I appreciate it a lot. How you been doing? Hope you've been doing well. There we go. It's missing something. Let me just get rid of some things. I feel as though there's something else we could add. Maybe like a noise filter? Yeah, let's do a noise filter. Noise filter. Hope you got some good rest. I did get some good rest. Thank you. Grain. There we are.
Here we go. There are your options. And you needed to demand all our gaze upon your freak show duo.
Put these in a folder. So that I can do this.
Let's see, what are the... Ooh. Ooh, lots for 2. A lot of people going for 2.
No built-in noise inside? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. If it does, I wouldn't know.
I just think he's jealous we have crab arms and he doesn't. Snarking feels fun. Yeah, always fun.
Go.
Yeah, that one won. I'll end the poll. That one won outright. So you say, I'm sure the reef could stomach it. They see you every day, don't they? And some of the other sea folk shoot kind of Nellis a nasty look. Some of them kind of chuckle at your comment. And he swims up real close.
This is Psi 2. Specifically Psi 2. Let's see, this is not the right filter. This one? This one's okay. No. Maybe I up the contrast? Nah. Burn's too dark. Dodge is too light. Burn dodge. It does saturate it more than I would like, but maybe that's okay. Could I desaturate this whole thing? I could. I could do that. That is a thing I can do. Just a little bit, and then one more little thing that I like that Kate does. That is a little gradient. Blur. Right here. Like so. Yeah. To indicate like the deep water over here. Maybe overlay. Big, 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 big water. And you know what we need? We need some bubbles. That's what we need. How do you draw bubbles? Like that? Kinda? Actually, light's coming from over there, so. when it's rising up to the surface, it kind of looks like a jellyfish almost. Any tips for drawing eyes? I'm currently struggling with my own eyes in my drawings. So I'm going for the half stylized look. So, tips for eyes. Typically, so it depends which angle. So one, there's a couple I can give. One is your two eyes, make sure that your eyes are generally, not exactly, but generally an eye apart. So there's a third eye in the center, and that's usually the distance between two eyes. Like, that's usually it. So that's one thing that helps me in terms of distance. A second thing to keep in mind is the eyes. The human eye really is just a hood over a ball, and it should reflect that. It's kind of like almost like Pac-Man. So there's your eyeballs, right? Let's say this is someone's face. This is their eyeballs. This is their cheek over here. And a good way to figure out how they're shaped is just the little slit of what is being shown. We only see what our eyelids don't hide for the eye. So that can be a good way to get the angle of the eye as well. And then that's also where eyelids come from, is like that little slit that it's kind of a little extra going over the eyeball. So your eyelid will follow somewhat, like it'll follow that shape, but also go into your skin. It's kind of like a wrap, like something wrapped around the eyeball. Actually, this would be more like profile, almost. Like that. Like, this is really rough. This is a really rough way. Like, I'm just doing this on a whim. So, it's not exactly great. But those things help me. Just remembering that there are eyeballs behind the eye that we see. Like, we only see what is shown. Thus will always be a circle, but the skin and the eyelids are not. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Anyway, back to the bubbles.
And grabs you by the scruff. My problem listen here, you little freak. You may have Drylander friends, but I know you can't be trusted. And you can see that a few of the reef folk who are on your side kind of swim up and just they're getting ready to stand by your back. So he pushes off. He backs down and lets you swim. So as you swim away, he shouts out with very few sea folk paying attention to him. I know you're up to something, and it has to do with those Drylanders. So long as you make nice with them, you're a threat, and karma will catch up to you. You mark my words. But you don't pay him any mind, because he's Nellis. So, well done. You seem to have embarrassed him and de-escalated the situation somewhat. So yes, you travel through the coral reef evermore. And you swim away into deeper waters, making small talk and playing with Crabius. You find a gentle current that so happens to carry you in the direction you need to go, and decide to hitch a ride into it until you hop off at the next stop that you need to make a turn at. A couple of miles of swimming later, and you encounter a very strange-looking fish. Let's see.
I'm very proud of this part.
An orange fish. A fish that you've only encountered on occasion, but could never truly get a good read on. Fish Steve. He walks through the water. Yes, walks, not swims, with his humanoid feet, and stops when he notices you. His eyes stare blankly. You can't tell if it's at you, or past you, or just generally off in either direction. And he says nothing. Here are your options with Steve.
Steve.
Fish Steve. You can say, "Evening, Steve. Hope you're doing well." You can say, "Hi, Steve. You know, you're kind of weird, right?" Or you can say, "Out of my way, Stinky."
There we go. Bubbles!
None of these feels like flirting. No. Then again, you don't know if Steve would quite understand flirting. We do not rotate this one? I guess not. Oh, one has completely... Yeah,
There
there's
we
no
go.
way. Okay.
I think that should be good. That looks good, right, chat? What do you guys think? Actually, I'm gonna put a barnacle on the oar. If there's gonna be some barnacles anywhere, I think on the oar is fine. There we go. And a little bit of algae. Why not? Where is the ore? There it is. And barnacles. There we are. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think, guys? Think I did Chattadiah justice? There they are, Chattadiah crab. Eat me hungry. All right. I'm going to post this full of water and crab. Yeah. I'm going to post this on socials, as well as give a link to a transparent PNG if anybody wishes to use it for any reason whatsoever. By all means, you have permission to. But yeah, this is a Chattadiah crab. Thank you guys for joining me not only in playing the D&D, making the D&D character for the D&D session, but also playing the session at all, and also joining me today. As thanks for joining me, because you really didn't need to, I do want to thank you guys and reward you in some way. Let's see. Let me look at the time. I'll give you an early preview of the next silly little guide that was meant to be out Friday, and then meant to be out Sunday, and then meant to be out today, but isn't. So I'll give you a little bit of a preview. Here we go. Let's go to this. Nope, that's not the right one. Boop. There we go. There we go. So yeah, early preview. I don't know if I'll show you the whole thing, but yeah. You want to deal more damage than a buff naked man in a floppy phallic wiggler helmet? Let me introduce you to the Great Sword, the most iconic weapon in Monster Hunter. Sure, you've got your long sword katana and your giant bow and hammer the size of a malnourished Texan, but any of those could be a weapon that fits in another game. When you see the Great Sword, it's unmistakable. Oh yeah, that's from Monster Hunter. This big old bastard of a blade is going to push your understanding of Monster Hunter combat so hard to their fullest points you could probably make a horny manga panel out of it. The reason being, the Great Sword is slow. And by slow, I mean
Fucking slow!
so slow that if your rhythm is off, you may find by the time your sword hits the ground, the monster's already in another country having coffee and biscuits until it gets a whiff of your whiff and then promptly stuffs you into its lunchbox for seconds. The main attack you're going to be doing a majority of the time is the only thing the Great Sword ever does, and that's miss. Sorry, what you're gonna do is you're gonna miss. Wait, no, sorry, what I mean to say is you're gonna miss. I mean, you're going to miss. Fuck! It's the charged slash, performed by holding down the top face button. It can be attacked uncharged, but your main source of damage comes from charging up your slashes up to a total of 3 levels, each one dealing more damage than the last. Kinda like masturbating multiple times a day, but be wary of holding level 3 for too long, else the swing is going to release itself for a significantly less satisfying hit, which I'm sure plenty of subs have had bad experiences with after dealing with a dom who takes far too much time in their build-up. This attack combos up to 3 times, with the third and final true slash having the first priority on being the wake-up attack on a sleeping monster. You are not entirely at the whims of your massive slab of metal, because the Great Sword is kinda like a typical goth in that it's fairly flexible once you get to know what their preferences are. During your swing, you can tap the right face button to shoulder bash out of your charge and immediately move on to the next swing in your combo, giving you hyper armor and just eating the incoming damage without flinching. Kinda like if that goth you're dating suddenly suggests some weird kinky stuff. I don't know why I included so much of this like goth and kink stuff in this episode. It's not, I wasn't particularly horny when I wrote it. It just kind of turned out that way. Stuff that you don't know if you're ready for, but decide to push through it anyways. It's super useful if you see a roar or attack coming through, but are already partway through a swing and are high on copium. But in the rare case that you do time it right, the sheer amount of raw aura you'll be farming will trick people into thinking the rest of your show is good. Quick, chat, I need a suggestion because I already put solo leveling in the previous episode. I need a show that isn't good, but it's got crazy aura. It's got moments of crazy aura. I wanted to include solo leveling, but I already included that in the last video. It's like, y'all got good writing? We got action scenes and aura. Konosuba? No, Konosuba's got good writing. Shut up, you. Bleach? Jujutsu Kaisen? Sword Art Online? Yeah, Sword Art Online does have pretty good aura. But nobody thinks Sword Art Online is good, is the thing. Demon Slayer? Ouch, that's a hot take. Eminence and Shadow. I don't know that one. Eminence? SAO has no aura? Yeah, but it doesn't trick people into thinking that it's good, though. I call this the Twitter effect. Does Eminence and Shadow have moments that people clip like 30 seconds of it and then put it on Twitter? That clip goes viral and everyone sings its praises, when in reality the show is actually not that good if you ever actually sat through a whole episode. Like, whenever talking about the actual show, episode to episode basis, people are like, this isn't very good. Absolutely. All right, cool. Thank you, chat. I'm not gonna have people coming knocking at my door, right? It's good hot trash. All right, cool. Makes fun of itself about that. Okay, all right, that's good. It's a sign that probably the people who watch it won't take it all that seriously, right? Should I watch it? That's the real question. I don't feel good making a joke about that if I haven't watched it myself. So I might put it on while I work. Go for it. It's good hot trash. All right. Do you like trash anime? Maybe. Depends. I don't think I know, because I don't think I've watched a lot of what people would call trash anime. I just watch the good stuff or the nostalgic stuff. What counts as trash anime? Like, wait, I think I know. Let me think. I think when I was, High School of the Dead, there we go. Like all the tropes. I think when I was a teenager, I watched To Love Ru, which is just porn. Like it's basically softcore porn. Any of the 100, I went to another world with X animes. I see. Kiss XS is pretty bad. Yes, I remember. Yeah, that's straight up porn. It doesn't matter just because you don't see a peebus or a titty. It's porn. Even if it's not on the technicality. All right. maybe I won't make the joke at for Eminence and Shadow because I haven't watched it. But I'll keep that in the back pocket if I ever do. I'll figure something out. It also deals a little bit of exhaust. Monster Musume? Monster Musume is not trash. You take that back. Monster Musume is great. Okay, maybe it is trash, but it's good trash. But that show unfortunately does not have aura. Boss damage, which means you can do cool things like this. Alternatively, if you feel as though it's not the time to slash or bash and instead get a little bit insecure, you can hold down both attack buttons to charge up a counter instead, called an offset attack. Kinda like being mentally prepared to break up with that hot goth even before they've agreed to anything, because you've just learned to expect disappointment. And if you haven't already, playing the greatsword will definitely make you familiar. Look at me, I'm a greatsword main. Miss. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll stop it there. But there's a little preview for you guys as thanks for coming to the stream and watching me draw. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming to the stream. Let's look for someone to raid. Like I said, watch out for posts on my socials as well as on YouTube. I'll be posting the transparent PNG. Let's see, who's online? Who's online? Who's online? Happy, happy, happy. Bim, 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 bim. Happy, 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 happy. Hey, if you're looking for more art, more drawing stuff, Zambi's online, drawing a shark. Here, let's raid Zambi. Raid. There we go. And our raid message, what shall it be? Shall we just fill her chat with crabs? With Crabiuses if you're subscribed, and crabs if you're not? Shall we? I think we shall. I think we should. Since we were drawing Chatadaya. So, fill her chat with Crabius, if you may. And I will see you guys potentially tomorrow for Final Fantasy raid stream. I'm going to be doing the extreme trials for Dawn Trail with some friends, some palios. But we shall see, because I've also got like plans and stuff. But yeah, come check tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. Send crab. Bye.